Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm Get Good Guy, and I recently asked what the best support weapon is in BF1. I put up a poll on YouTube in order to collect your votes. Now YouTube only allows 5 voting options, and so I grabbed the 5 most popular support options based on usage time, as this seemed like the most fair way to structure it, and realistically it's not at all likely that anything else will come out on top over the 5 most used options. And the result of that poll saw the IMG 08/18 low weight come out fairly comfortably on top with 39% of the vote after 1.6k total votes. And yes, I will be referring to this weapon as the IMG for this video. I've heard explanations as to why it should be I or L, and we're just going to go with I for this video today. If that's wrong, I apologize. Anyway, what I usually do for this kind of video is compare the top voted weapon with the rest of the class options as a whole. But there's not much point in doing that in this instance, I feel. We know what the IMG is used for, with a fast rate of fire, large ammo capacity, etc, etc. So rather than compare with the whole class, today I'll focus on comparing it with its closest competitor, the also very popular Parabellum low weight. This will help us to ascertain why the IMG might have been voted as the best support weapon in BF1. I'll then cover whether it makes sense to me that people have voted for this option, and then whether I agree with it being the top pick. And just super quickly here, a friendly reminder to join the Get Good Guy headquarters Discord server to talk to me and others from the community. Linked in the description and my pinned comment. So, people like the Parabellum predominantly because it has a fast time to kill. This is a pretty consistent rule in FPS games, that the player base will be drawn towards things that allow them to pick up kills quickly, especially if it specializes at close range combat and can fall in line with a spray and pray nature. With that in mind, the IMG is beaten by the Parabellum for rate of fire due to it firing 700 rounds per minute compared with the IMG's 600. They then have the same damage output with a minimum of 21 and a maximum of 28. This makes the IMG the second most potent light machine gun for raw killing potential at all ranges if you can land your shots. We do need to tip our hats to the Burton though, as it has a faster time to kill than the IMG until you get to 49 meters out, but what can't be denied either way is that the IMG kills quickly for the support class. This is a very obvious reason why many players will select it, although it isn't great once you get past closer mid-range due to its recoil, and that sounds like a real drawback, which it is, but only until you can get the weapon bipodded, at which point it becomes extremely lethal again. And realistically, anyone who plays support any decent amount will be very used to playing with bipod usage in mind. But although these are strengths, they don't explain why some would use the IMG low weight over the Parabellum low weight. So let's get into that. Well, although the Parabellum wins for raw killing potential, it lags behind for other factors. The IMG has a slightly better deploy time, so it can be utilized that little bit more quickly in a panic or urgent situation. Then, while the Parabellum wins for vertical recoil by a value of 0.04 degrees, it's significantly beaten by the IMG for horizontal recoil to the tune of 0.225 degrees. That's a significant difference. I usually feel that the average player subconsciously holds more value in better vertical recoil, but in this instance the horizontal difference is so large and noticeable it will be hard for anyone to ignore. That Parabellum really does kick to the sides quite a lot. Throw on top of this that the IMG has a better first shot recoil multiplier stat, which allows the sights to reset more quickly than the Parabellum, whilst making it a better burst fire weapon also. This advantage is then strengthened further by having superior stats for first shot spread multiplier, spread increase per shot, and spread decrease, all whilst having the same magazine size as the Parabellum of 100 rounds. So essentially when it comes to LMGs that are highly lethal, the Parabellum relies upon purely raw time to kill. The Burton, which we mentioned briefly at the start, is an entirely different archetype with just 20 rounds to utilize, whereas the IMG retains what is still a fast time to kill whilst being a more well-rounded option for greater versatility. So with those points in mind, do I understand why this weapon has been selected by some people as being the best support weapon? Well, yes, I do. It's basically just way better than you might expect when it comes to being well-rounded for a weapon with a very fast time to kill. It keeps a lot of the upsides for such a weapon whilst not suffering as much when it comes to the downsides. Now sure, it isn't great in the mid-range, and the huge amount of medics out there will usually win out unless you're already sat on your bipod. But really this isn't all that unusual for BF1 anyway, and for close range slaying, closer mid-range viability, and long range bipod play, the IMG low 8 is a great option. But do I agree with its overall selection as the best? Well, nothing in the game is truly the best, as we've covered before. It comes down to playstyle and situation. But in terms of what I like, I'll actually go for the M1917 low weight. That thing just feels viable at almost all ranges, whether you use the bipod or not, which is is why a lot of people view it as a bit of a cheese weapon. Sure, it doesn't kill as quickly, in fact nowhere near as quickly, especially at close range, but it's just so damn easy to use and can stand up to medics much more easily than a lot of support weapons can. Regardless, there are a ton of great support weapons, and I could make an argument for the Huart, the Perino, the Shusha, and many more. So what do you think of the IMG 08/18 low weight? Do you like it? And if not, what do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, giving a like rating would be awesome of you, as would a subscription if you're new here. Remember to join the Discord server to get more involved in the channel, and turn on those notifications with the bell button in order to see more future content. Now let's go over to the Board of Awesome for the epic people who support the channel on Patreon. That support helps me do this full time, so thanks to everybody on here. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the link to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with that all said, I'm Get Good Guy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.